Alright, so today here we're solving problem 1 from the HMMT General Test of 2016. If A and B satisfy the equations A plus 1 over B is 4 and 1 over A plus B is 16 over 5, determine the product of all possible values of A times B. So it's saying that we have one or more value of A times B, and we want to find what those values are when they be multiplied together. Let's just take a look at these two equations. From this first one, we can multiply B on both sides to get rid of that over B. So we now have A times B plus 1 is equal to 4B. Now, we also multiply it by A to get rid of the over A. So this is now A times B plus 1 is equal to 16 over 15 times A. Now, right here, we don't want to multiply by 15 or 15A because we have these two AB plus 1 and AB plus 1 are equal. So we set these two to be equal. 4B is equal to 16 over 15A. Now we can multiply both sides by 15 to get 60B. 60B is equal to 16A. 16A. Sorry if that doesn't look so good. 16A. We notice now that both of that 60 and 16 have a factor of 4, so we can divide both sides by 4. So this is now 60 divided by 4 is 15. 15B is 4A. So we get now here that B is equal to 4A divided by 15. Now we can plug this value of B into one of the original equations we were given and then solve. Let's take this first one. So let's see. A plus 1 over B, which is 4A over 15, is 4. We can rewrite this as A plus 15 over 4A is 4. Now we multiply both sides by 4A. Here we get 4A squared. Well, plus 15. We have a 4A here. Since 4 times 4A is 16A, we can move it to this side and have, so it's not plus anymore. We subtract the 16A and then add the 15 to be equal to 0. Now we can use the quadratic formula to solve. A, in this case, is equal to 16 plus or minus the square root of 256 minus 15 times 4, which is 60, times 4 again, which is 240, over 8. So in this case, A is equal to 16 plus or minus the square root of 256 minus 240, which is the square root of 16, or 4. Divide that by 8. From here, we get that either A is equal to 20 over 8, which is, what, 5 over 2? Yes, 5 over 2. That's when you add. When you subtract, A is 12 over 8, or simply 3 over 2. We have both values of A, 5 over 2, and 3 over 2, so we can now plug them in to this equation where B is 4A over 15. So once we do that, we have the two values of A and B. We can multiply all them together to get our answer. Alright, so we have two cases here to consider. Let's consider the first case where A is equal to 5 over 2. When A is equal to 5 over 2, B is equal to 4 times 5 over 2, which is 20 over 2 over 15, which is equal to, this is 10 over 15. 10 over 15, we can take out the 5, which is simply 2/3, I believe. So we now have this new value of b, which is 2/3. This is one case. Let's move on to the second case. The second case is where a is 3 over 2. And once again, we plug this into the equation of b. b is equal to 12 over 2 over 15, which is equal to 6 over 15, which we can take out the 3, which is 2/5. So we get 2/5. b is 2/5. So we have the two cases of a and b. All we have to do is multiply them together. So let's just do this first case. Multiply the first case, 5 over 2 times 2/3. That's our first AB. Our second AB is 3 over 2 times 2/5. That's our second AB. We see that these two cancel out. This is just 5/3 times 3/5 will yield our answer, which is 1. So we have our answer.